Hello, hello, hello. We are hopefully hearable, and we're just about to start our race. The servers are starting. We were lucky to get a number of drivers in here. We got 6, so not quite sure what's gonna happen. I've had a little practice. Hopefully you can hear me, because I have changed my mic settings and things. So yeah, I don't know whether it's actually going to affect volumes and such, so let me know. Right, so it's a half an hour race. I thought it was 45 minutes, but it's half an hour. And this is the first time that I'll be racing with my haptic pad. So don't know why I've got mirrors over there. So I want 3. That's the problem. So it's a very pretty track. In a very fast car. So just gonna have to survive and get a good result today. So I've been tuning my haptic chair, cushion, whatever you call it. Hopefully it actually doesn't get picked up by the microphone. So I took it back to basics because the default profile just kind of threw everything at me and I couldn't kind of tell what was going on. So I've got kind of like only a few effects coming through, like tyre lockups and RPM and stuff like that. So nothing too major. So if we can get a race on today. It did say there was supposed to be 6 in the list, but only 5 have turned up. But 5 is official. Oh no, 6 has turned up. There we go. And after we do this race, I'd imagine we will either do some practice for some league racing this afternoon, and we'll do some Automobilista 2 races. Good afternoon, Benjamin. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I've been messing around. Someone told me I could mess around with my mic settings and possibly make the crew chief hear me a bit better if my mic is compressed a bit, but yeah, this is Ibarra. This is the race that we did in the Formula Juniors. It was a monsoon, if you can remember. The mists came over the mountain and we got absolutely drenched. So I remember it well because I span to the infield and had to work my way back onto the track. I didn't know where the hell I was going. Now, I think this is the third race I've done in the LMP3. We did Thruxton last time. If you could lower the revs, it should. It should be ducking the audio of the engine. Should be. Let me double check. Yeah, it has got ducking on it, but I think I am a bit quieter. Let's turn me up a bit. Right, is that a bit better? P4. I think one person turned up and went, "Oh, I'm not racing with just this many people." But tough, they already registered, they can't unregister. So. And it should be only dry weather as well. Right, we're going to have to work out our fuel load as well. I'm going to put 30 litres in. I don't know. No. That's 22 minutes. Okay. I don't know where I got the aero damage from. At some point I want to speak to Steve Phoenix about compression on the microphone. Because remember, I always have trouble speaking to Jim. It's mainly because the volume of the microphone, it can be heard elsewhere, but it can't be heard by the crew chief very well. And I do have a habit of mumbling. I don't enunciate enough. So I'm probably going to lose driver rating in this race, because I don't think I'm sure I was saying something, but I've completely lost train of thought because I was concentrating. Oops. I double shifted by accident there. I wanted to make sure I got past that guy. Ben, did you get the link I sent you about the driver suits, by the way? Apparently someone made a mod to do the driver suits for the mod that you're going to be using for your 1983 series. I mean, I already thought you had the helmets and stuff, but maybe not. I always struggle with this turn. I cannot seem to get in there quick enough, or slow enough, or turn properly. It's... So I was watching all of the Le Mans Ultimate stuff yesterday, which was good fun. There's a lot of good stuff in store for us sim racers. Not for people that only use VR, i.e. me. I didn't think he was letting me through there. I did a 117 low in practice. But I can't seem to get close. Well, I'm only 2/10 off my personal best, so I should get into the 117s. Now, I try not to bump over these curves. I didn't expect someone to do that. That's a 1:17.7. I can go 7/10 of a second quicker than that. So I'm kind of looking forward to the league racing we're doing this evening. Kind of looking forward to it and dreading it at the same time, because it is completely different from anything we've done before. Unfortunately, I didn't get time to do a custom paint job, so I'm just going to run one of the ones that came with the skin pack. Now, I did have a while back, I had like a haptic cushion that was based on audio, and I used to use it with R Factor, but it was just basically like a low frequency speaker that you put next to your back, so it wasn't, you know, as advanced as what we got now. So I'm hoping it's better and not coming through in the microphone. How much fuel for 32 minutes? There we go. When I did some practices this afternoon, I was going, why am I slipping all over the place? I don't understand it. What's going on? And I forgot I loaded the setup from Thruxton. I remember Thruxton, we started out wet weather, so I was on wet tyres, and I wondered why I didn't have any grip. So, fourth on the grid. I think I technically need to get third, don't I, to gain some DR, but we're gonna lose, whatever. I didn't actually check whether it was a rolling start or not. Stupid me. Any more news? I don't know at the moment. Obviously we're kind of full up with doing the league championships and stuff, and I've got so many things that I want to do in the background. And I kind of wanted to do something in Automobilista 2 at some point, but I've still got to sort out some of the calendars and what have you. It's just a shame that it's kind of a limited number of tracks we can pull from. You know, you can't have custom mods and stuff like that, so that's a bit of a shame. But we will see. So the haptic cushion before, I think I remember I didn't. I stopped using it because it actually. I think it actually made my back ache. And it seemed to come through on TeamSpeak as well, because it was basically, as I say, a low frequency speaker. Righty ho. We're not planning on pitting. It's only a half an hour race. So what do we want? Putting in any fuel? I'll leave the tyres on there. I presume it's a rolling start. what I haven't done is turn that one on. So yeah, I have to actually remove the cushion from my my sim rig because sitting on the actuators isn't really comfortable. If they're called actuators, I don't know. So I've got a little bit of a rumble at the moment because of the RPM of the engine. And it does kind of vibrate when the RPM goes up. Right. We just have to see what starting method we got. I assume it's a rolling, but we'll see when the... No. So we took a little bit of a chance going around the outside there, but the guy was completely fair with me. So I don't think I've got anything for the top two. I'm wondering whether I've got something for this guy. We might be able to push him into a mistake. And then we'd have a podium. Because he does look a little ragged. And we've left the guy behind as well, so... He might be running quite a bit more wing because we caught up, or we're catching him quite quickly on the straight, so he went really deep then. I don't think we're going to have to worry about tyre wear or anything like that. Unfortunately, the only real place to pass is on the straight. I just got to stay with them through this. The infield section to hopefully get a run. But I'm gonna have to be closer than this. But again, I think I can put this guy under pressure. I think he's going to make a mistake at some point. I just hope the mistake that he makes doesn't involve me. I'm gonna need to be really close to him though. It's very lucky that I was already braking too late for that corner. Yeah, this guy's running too much downforce. Oh! Just managed to scoop it up. He was gonna come across my nose, whatever happened. So if I can survive the infield sections, I can pull away from him on the straight. And hopefully he'll hold up the guy behind me. Well, the guy behind him, rather. So the guy ahead's doing 1:16.6s. I've never been that quick, so... Such a lack of visibility in these cars. The door pillar is exactly where you want to be looking for apexes and stuff. Especially hairpins like that. I miss being in an open wheel car where you can see everything. But I love the track. I think the track is... it's just so picturesque. You're sitting in a... I mean, it probably doesn't come across on a screen very well, but when you look at it in VR, you're sitting within a mountain range. You do get a really big sense of scale. I mean, it does need a little bit of tarting up graphically, but I remember vividly when we were racing in Automobilista 2, you could see the mist coming from the mountains. And I mean, the view distance is just immense. You can just see the surrounding terrain. Just can't seem to figure out how to do that. I suppose Motorland Aragon is the same, although it's probably not as mountainous, but it's kind of similar in the middle of nowhere. But this is just like they've plonked a track in the most picturesque place. I can't remember where it is though. Is it Morocco? It's somewhere in South America, isn't it? It's definitely not Brazil. Ecuador, that's the one. I don't know if Ecuador is in South America. My geography's not that good. I assume it is. All the track pack from AMS seems to be kind of that way. I had to turn the force feedback down because it was hurting my hands. My poor precious hands. Nonsense, I've got 19 minutes of fuel. That's more than enough. So it's a question of how much you lift for this corner. It is a strange car and track course choice. But what I'm thinking is that obviously the riser track pack is being used in some form or another, because there's been a couple of tracks from the riser track pack used in race control. But it doesn't come as a bunch, because Imola hasn't been used. So I'm wondering whether they don't come as a package deal. They need to be kind of asked for separately in license terms. I mean, if they can get Imola going, I mean, I would prefer if it was like the modern version of Imola, because I hate the 1988 version. Acqua Minerale is just awful. Much prefer the modern version. I'd like to be back in the 17s, because the guy behind is knocking in some 17s, but there you go. 17-1. It's the car where you got to trust the downforce. I don't fully trust the downforce. I mean, racing 1939 cars is going to be a completely different feeling. I'll be so patient on the brakes and the accelerator and the gear changes. target always was third, but I would love to come away with second. And I really should think about putting some WD-40 on my pedals. Because they be squeaking. You're up to no, I'll read that in a second. There's no way I can do that around this section. I'm taking 8% out of our tyres. You're up to 1994 on your F1 watching after Sell and Roller Mattenberger. I'd only just started watching it after, I think it was tail end of 92, and I sporadically watched it through 93, and then 94 caught my attention. I was cheering on Damon Hill because of Britain, you know. Although, I think I got serious into it when kind of I was watching kind of Damon Hill try and get his first win in 93. Thought that was fun. I mean, I didn't know who Alain Prost and all that shit was. And at the time, I didn't know how significant 1994 was either, in terms of the impact of it, because I didn't know like the history of Formula One. I didn't know that this is not something that normally happens, and I don't think I'd witnessed someone I guess pass away live on television, you know. I know that, you know, watching motorsport and stuff when I was younger, we would see crashes in speedway and grass track, but no one ever got killed. Or at least if they did, I never really knew about it. I suppose this is a good test for what it's going to be like this evening. If I can do half an hour on this haptic pad, then 45 minutes should be not too bad. Well, we've got 5 minutes to go. Just need to keep it together. Hopefully the guy behind has ruined his trying to get up to me. I think we've got 2 laps to go, minimum. I mean, the mad thing is, I wouldn't even know that that guy was behind me if I didn't have the virtual mirror on. I don't know how many drivers we're expecting tonight in the 1939 race. I think it's under 10. I had hoped a few more people would sign up, but I suppose it's not a lot of people's cup of tea, you know. Maybe your teammates refuses to use that virtual mirror. Well, I refuse to use it under normal circumstances. Because it normally, or did in the past, didn't make me feel very well in VR. Because you're looking like a static thing, which is supposed to be technically like of a 3D view. It kind of breaks your brain a little, but I only use it in the LMP3 because of safety. Especially in online racing, there'd be no... I wouldn't be able to tell where anybody was. So... Now, is he gonna cross the finish line? No, this is the last lap. Now, I took down the rear wing as much as I dared in order to do those first 2 turns without it stepping out on you. He followed me when I outbraked myself then. Thankfully. I think as long as I defend coming into this turn, I'll be alright. There we go. There we go. That was a good result, I reckon. I might actually turn the RPM vibrations down. Oh, that's the wrong button. Oof. Best lap 1:16.5, so I could do a 1:16. But didn't realise that at the time. We got a race in. About that. Oh! Oh! But we survived. What did we do? Start 4th? I mean, we did overtake people for a change. Normally it's a case of survival, but we did overtake people. I'm quite chuffed with that. Now, normally I would have done like the... Ooh! I'm up to platinum. Safety rank. How about that? Expected you to qualify first, did it? Of course it did. Yeah, I lost with those 2 races when the ratings were going a bit haywire. I lost so much stuff. So the 2 Sebring races in the Mini. Actually, no. There was something after that race, wasn't there? I remember what it was, but there was something after that which gave me a dent to my rating, but never showed in the results. There you go. I wasn't really interested in doing the special event because I don't actually have the IndyCar and I don't have Daytona. So, yeah. What am I doing? The daily races for the... have zero interest in doing the BMW at Sebring because I've tried it and it's just awful. I can't hang on to the car at all. And there's no way I'm taking that car to the Nürburgring. I refuse to race at the Nürburgring, so there you go.